Today, January 26th, 2021, marks 1 year since we've lost Kobe Bryant and Gigi Bryant, among others, from the tragic helicopter crash in California. It's something that still feels incredibly surreal and just flat out not real. Kobe being such an icon and superhero like, it never crossed anyone's mind that he would be taken so soon. As one of the game's biggest ambassadors for the sport, and even the WNBA as a whole, he really set the bar and set the tone for everyone to become better. To go through a list of his career accomplishments, he had 33,643 points, putting him at fourth all time, and at the time of his retirement, he was third all time. LeBron had recently passed him about this time last year. He's a 5-time NBA champion, 2-time final MVP in 2009 and 2010, 18-time All-Star, 4-time All-Star Game MVP, 1 regular season MVP in 2008, 2-time scoring champ in 2006 and 7, 12-time All-Defensive Team, 9 of them being on the first team. He was on the NBA All-Rookie team in 1997, as well as a slam dunk champion in that same year. He also won 2 gold medals for the USA in 2008 and 2012, and he also won an Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film in 2018 for his short film Dear Basketball. In his final game in 2016 against the Utah Jazz, he put up 60 points. At the time of that game, the Jazz were trying to play into the playoffs, so it's very fitting that Kobe going out puts 60 on the Jazz's head and keeps them on the playoffs. And that game still feels like it just happened. I remember watching it, and I kind of got teary-eyed kind of watching it. Growing up watching a whole lot of Kobe, especially in his prime. He was just someone I looked up to for basketball, and I mimicked a lot of the time. Practicing shooting hoops. I'm practicing my turnaround fadeaway jumper like Kobe and MJ, and I'd always go and look at those old YouTube NBA mixes of the motivational speaking and just kind of like the super hype mixes that would get put together of Kobe highlights, and I would try to mimic some of his moves and kind of his mannerisms. His mentality still lives on. The Mamba mentality is something that I like to think I bring into my life every day. Just pushing yourself to be better and work harder and be the best that you can be. Kobe's work ethic was incredibly meticulous. There was a story that Dwayne Wade had talked about where they were at the Olympics, or actually it was JJ Redick, I believe, it was Dwayne Wade, excuse me, I apologize. And they had a workout earlier in the day around 6 a.m. and Kobe ends up, icing himself, and Dwayne gets to the arena to get some shots up. And Kobe's already, iced up early in the morning. He's already gone through 2 workouts, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm about to go, get my third in. And, Dwayne Wade also talked about a story where he was watching him pregame for 20 minutes, just hitting the same turnaround shot, and he knew it was coming the whole game. He's like, I watched him practice this shot, and I know it's coming, and he still couldn't stop him. And there's just so many great memories with Kobe. There's that crazy leaning jumper over Dwayne Wade at the buzzer at the top of the key that he banks in. There's the 81 points against the Raptors. There was a game in his later years also against the Raptors where I remember he just continued to hit 3 after 3 after 3 to keep the Lakers in the game. There's another time later in his career where he was playing against the Nets. He wasn't the most athletic Kobe at the time, but he drives the lane down the middle and dunks it over Gerald Wallace and Chris Humphries. There's a really beautiful post on Vanessa Bryant's Instagram that I'd highly recommend going to check out. It's a letter from one of Gigi's friends, kind of talking about Gigi's impact on this girl. And it definitely shows a lot about Gigi and just how much Kobe had impacted her, as she was essentially a spitting image of him. And you kind of saw that on the basketball court. She was really developing into the next great player, especially for the WNBA. She was going to lead that charge. Another thing I would like to recommend you going to check out is JJ Redick's podcast on YouTube. You can just type in JJ Redick, and he put up a nice video today of a bunch of clips from interviews of his show of good Kobe stories. There's Dwayne Wade on there, Sue Bird, Mike Krzyzewski, among others. I think Jason Tatum's on there. Definitely some good stuff, and it's very, very telling how Kobe was just always Kobe. No matter what, he brought his mentality in everything and anything that he did, and it's why he inspired so many people, including myself, because you can push yourself to be better no matter what, at all times, no matter what you're doing. One of my favorite quotes from Kobe was, "Everything negative, pressure, challenges is all an opportunity for me to rise." And I think that's a big testament to his mentality as a whole. Just showed that he was willing to work no matter what the circumstance was. Another great Kobe quote is, "If you want to be great at something, there's a choice you have to make." What I mean by that is there are inherent sacrifices that come along with that. Family time, hanging out with friends, being a great friend, being a great son, nephew, whatever the case may be. And it just shows that, if you want to be great, sacrifices come along with that. He was one that knew that you must make these sacrifices, and he's right. Even though Kobe Bryant is not with us today, he continues to inspire us all, and he will forever live on. Rest in peace, Kobe.